Hi everybody, welcome back once again to this channel. Thank you very much for joining us once again. We're still continuing with revising your 2024 pre-trial exam, and we're going to look at this quite very interesting question from your Mpumalanga province. That is your two-dimension trigonometry. That is like application of trig, right? 2D and 3Ds. And if you're new to the channel, guys, please make sure that you have subscribed. Just turn on that notification bell so that you can be notified every time when we upload a new session. Again, guys, you can support the channel by clicking on the join button, right? Just down there, there's a join button that you can click. There are three ways you can support the channel. You can choose the option that it's much suitable for you. All right, without wasting any time, let's get into it. Okay, so this is question 7. It says a telephone cable is to be created between two cliff sides, AD and BE. An engineer stands at a point C in the same horizontal plane as the foot of the cliffs. He measured the angle of E from C and D to be theta and alpha respectively. Cliff DA is Y meters and X meters from the foot of the cliff BE. All right. And we can see this X meters there. Maybe let me just highlight this so that you can see this is X meters, this is Y, all right? And you have your theta and alpha there, all right? So the question really of focus, it's 7.1, which says that show that the length of the telephone cable is given by D equals to X tan theta minus Y divided by sine alpha. All right, so this is application of trigonometry, and quite a number of you indicated maybe you find it a bit tricky and a bit challenging, but normally it's quite fairly easy to solve. You just need to look, if you get such kind of a question, you just need to look at what you have to prove, right? Obviously, you look at the trigonometric ratios. That's the one that will incorporate and bring all these other things. So the first trigonometric ratio that I can see is tan theta, right? I ask myself, where is theta? So theta is on this triangle. Can you see? It's on this triangle, right? So what I will do is I'm going to get my tan theta, what tan theta equals to in that triangle. Okay, so obviously tan theta will be what? Opposite, which is what? Which is BE over what? Over adjacent, which is your X now. Can you see? Now you can solve for BE in terms of X, right? So you know that BE is equals to X tan theta. And you can see that something that is on that expression is already coming there, right? That is your BE there. Okay, so obviously BE, that length, it is X tan theta. Just want to write it as well. Let me write this. This is X tan theta. Okay, that is the whole length from here going upward. Okay, so it's very important, guys, now that we have to also check some trigonometric ratio or some interaction between what we are looking for, right? Remember, in this case, we want to solve for what? We want to solve for DE, right? What is DE in terms of all these things, right? So if you check DE, it's also on this triangle. Can you see? It's on this triangle where there is alpha, right? And you have something there. Let me just delete this. I'll just write it again here. This is X tan theta. So you have something in relation to alpha there. Can you see? You have sine alpha. You need to ask yourself, what is sine alpha equals to in terms of all these variables that are here, right? So if you go and check tan alpha, let me use a different color. Sine alpha is basically the same, is on that triangle. There's a right angle triangle, right? It will be what? It will be opposite over hypotenuse, and our opposite there is EF over hypotenuse, which is what? Which is DE. Can you see? We can now go and solve for DE because we are looking for DE, right? Cross multiply, then you'll get your DE will be equals to EF divided by what? Divided by sine alpha. Can you see we are heading somewhere now, right? So obviously in our DE, there's nothing like EF, right? There's no EF there that we want. We only see x tan theta minus y, right? Now you need to ask yourself, how can we, obviously in this case we have to go and solve for EF, right? What is EF in terms of, obviously it has to be in terms of y and your x tan alpha. Can you see? Very, very important that you make this observation, guys. Let me just write this with a pen. So the whole length here, this one, the whole length of BE is made up of BE is made up of BF, right? Plus what? Plus EF, right? In this case, I want to know what is EF in terms of x tan alpha and y, all those things, right? So I'm recognizing that BE is actually made up of what? Of BF plus EF. Can you see there? Okay, so now we already saw for BE. Can you see in terms of x tan theta, BE is the same as x tan theta, right? Where there is BE, I'm replacing that with x tan theta. BF, there's something in relation to BF and y. Check here. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. Maybe let me use in red color. So if you check BF here, this length and this length, can you see that they are the same, right? Because it's like it's 90 degrees, 90 degrees. So y is actually the same as what? As BF there. They are the same in length. Can you see? Those heights are the same. So what we can do, where there is BF, we can replace by what? By y, because they are the same there. Plus what? Plus EF, right? Do recognize that in this expression we need to solve for EF. Can you see? We are almost done. So to solve for EF, we'll say EF is equals to x tan theta minus what? Minus y. Can you see? Then we can now substitute this EF where? Back in that expression. Then we'll be able to say, therefore finally DE will be what? Will be x tan theta minus y divided by what? By sine alpha. Okay guys, it might seem a bit confusing, but it's not really that tricky and all that. All you have to do is you have to recognize this trigonometric ratio and you ask yourself in which triangle are they belonging and how can you solve, how can you express them, because it's a right angle triangle in this question, right? So we just go and say what is tan theta in terms of the other side, so what is sine alpha in terms of the other side, and we check which one are we looking for, which one are we not looking for. We try to go and express it in terms of the other one. Okay, so with 7.2 they told you now if x equals to 1000 meter, y equals to 250, theta equals to alpha, which is 45, determine the distance between the cliff, right? Obviously the distance between the cliff will be that your DE, right? Because we were told that DE actually is the distance between those two cliffs, right? So obviously you just go and substitute back there in that equation, then you'll be able to solve for the distance between your cliff. Okay, I hope you find this helpful. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. See you soon. Bye.